Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Growing Up Kayfabe. We are the YEET and NO YEET of wrestling podcast, the yes and no of wrestling podcast. I am your host, Joe. My co-host, as always, the best one in the entire world, Darnell.
We're doing this again?
Yeah. We're doing it as always, man. As always.
I know.
Guys, it's the last week of wrestling, and I know you expect us to bring the week coverage for you, but instead, we're doing recap in a fun way that we will bring to you right now. Because as you see, there's a third camera, and on my Discord, I pointed down to Darnell, but on the actual recording, our third camera's down here. On our third camera, our guest, it's not Jacob, we have a guest today. One of my longtime friends from since we were teenagers. Guys, you may know him from putting spooky music right into your ears with his band Dark Divine. This is my buddy, Robby Lynch.
What's going on, everybody? Thank you guys for having me.
Yeah, man.
Stoked
of course.
to be here.
Super happy to have you, man. A former wrestling fan. He gave that whole life up for fame and riches. And now he's like, man, those ropes are looking real good right now. Them bitches can actually fight is what he's saying.
I just want to see vintage Michael Cole. I'm just back for vintage Michael Cole.
You might get in at WrestleMania 41. He might strap up the orange singlet again. We'll see. Robby, me and you, we grew up together from around like 13 for a long time. And in that time, me and Robby's secret obsession was wrestling. Yeah, you guys might be out there watching. I'm like, look at this guy fucking wail. He's so crazy. Yeah, what you don't know is that man was hitting me in RKOs all the time out of nowhere.
Swanton bomb, Stone Cold Stunners, RKOs.
Yeah, dude, you're not safe at a sleepover with this guy. I'm telling you, just out of nowhere. God, thank God he didn't have any steel chairs in his house. So we thought we'd start, again, this is great for people who watch our podcast, great for us, and then great for people who obviously know you already and get to know you a little bit of this side. You probably have some fans out there that love wrestling, and now they can know this guy right here. He loved it. And we're going to start by asking. Go ahead.
I used to be such a big fan of WWF before it switched over to WWE. And I had followed it all in my childhood. And as I had gotten older and was touring a lot, and I just kind of lost touch with it because not always having access to being able to watch the show.
Yeah.
But, it's definitely a big part of my upbringing.
And to be fair, and I'll let you know this, around the time when me and you both dropped off of wrestling, it would be around the year 2014, 2015-ish. It got bad after that. It got real bad. And I mean real bad. We had a couple good years, and then 2019 is the notorious year for like just the worst year of WWE history, is really bad. And then, of course, the COVID years, which we just don't talk about. And then and then it got really good. If you don't know, you'll know now that, Paul, Triple H, he runs the company now. So
gotcha.
If you also didn't know, which you probably do know, Vince McMahon, bad guy. That's a non. Yeah. They don't say his name anymore.
He can't sit with us.
No more.
Yeah, I definitely picked up on that. That's for sure.
saw some memes, some videos, some trailers for some certain documentaries coming out.
Yeah, I saw the Netflix documentary, and nice. I was like, oh wow, okay.
What a horrible guy.
Oh, that's fucked.
Yep. Yeah, what a weird guy that likes to hide behind it was a character I was playing. That was Vincent Kennedy McMahon. I'm Vince McMahon. It's Nope.
Literally
there's
the same
difference between Mr. McMahon and Vince McMahon, and then everybody else was like, there's no difference.
It's the
same thing.
It's the same picture. Oh shit. Let's see here. What did we want to start with? I have it all jumbled up here, and I'm just looking at my phone from a far distance. Let me get my cheaters on. Let me throw on my glasses here. So hit us with it, Robby. Favorite wrestler growing up and your favorite wrestling memory growing up.
My favorite wrestler growing up, and I'm sure this is going to be no shocker to anybody, was The Undertaker.
It's a solid pick, though.
I mean, he kind of went through multiple different characters of the Undertaker, but my favorite was, the American Badass. He would come out with Limp Bizkit blasting on a motorcycle. It was like, hell yeah, this is just awesome. And then he went back to his yeah.
It's just like, it's just dope.
It was so cool.
Like, I mean, I think it was one WrestleMania where he came out and Limp Bizkit was playing live. He was on a motorcycle that had the American flag on the back of it, and he just drove all the way down to the ring with it.
Yeah, he personified America at that time.
Yeah, it was like, it was the ultimate America moment, that's for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
But, I mean, even switching over to like his more goth character, and where it was a much darker version of the Undertaker, I always just thought that was the greatest. Always thought he had the greatest entrance, all that different stuff. So
for sure, yeah, it's funny you say that too, because like growing up at, like, if you're born in 95, and around that time, like, for 5 years of wrestling at that time, like, I think that's still the shtick of Undertaker being like the dead man, but he turned to American Badass in 2000 or 2001. So for our age, like, if you started watching wrestling, Undertaker first and foremost as American Badass.
Yeah, and then he went to basically an undead,
the Phenom.
Undertaker, basically.
Yeah. Yeah.
My favorite wrestling moment was when, I don't remember how old I was. I think I was probably like 11 or 12, and for Christmas, my dad took me and my brother to, I think it was then Thursday Night SmackDown.
Oh, probably,
and, in Tampa, and we got to see everybody, like John Cena, The Undertaker. We even saw Big Show, but the best moment of that entire show was me, my brother, and my dad were talking about, we were like, does Scotty 2 Hotty even wrestle anymore? And in the middle of that conversation, his music hit, and he came out, he did the worm, he did everything. And that was like the greatest moment for me, because seeing Scotty 2 Hotty live was just awesome.
Dude, those are two solid I would right now, because Scotty 2 Hotty still kind of does like indie stuff. If I saw Scotty 2 Hotty come out and hit the worm with his music and everything, lose my mind.
Dude, I mean, it's a staple. It's the best one in my opinion.
And it's funny, because that's the thing about Scotty 2 Hotty, like, you guys even having that conversation at that moment, like, does he even wrestle anymore? It's like, newsflash, man doesn't have to wrestle. He can come out and just go, what? And then hit the worm, and we'll be like, oh shit, it was Scotty 2 Hotty.
Literally, dude.
Man, if only Grandmaster Sexay didn't fall to drugs. If only.
I forgot about that one too.
And then Rikishi's just weird and does a podcast now, so
Does he really?
Yeah, he does do a podcast, and he has some of the worst wrestling takes because
What is it called? Like the stank face, or
dang? If it's not, it really should be. To be honest with you, I don't know what he calls it. Yeah, he just gets on there, and he, like, because his sons are Jay and Jimmy Uso, so he all he cares about is how they're booked. That's all he gives a shit about.
As a father should.
Fair enough. The second anything goes wrong with them, he's like, WWE's really dropping the ball. And we're like, all right, calm down, Rikishi. Right. Shit. So Undertaker, Scotty Hotty's the favorite wrestling memory. That's awesome, man. So I remember around that time when we were watching, somebody that was very prominent when we were watching towards the end there at the time, who I would love to get your opinion on how you felt about him at that time, was Cody Rhodes.
I thought Cody Rhodes was boring as shit. I was not a big Cody Rhodes fan, but they also always grouped him into like those super groups that nobody liked anyways. At least nobody was supposed to like.
Right.
So he was usually heel in not even most situations. Bro was just straight heel. Mm-hmm. From the time he showed up till the time can't really say he was a heel when he got fired, when he lost to Randy. At that point, he was basically a babyface.
Yeah, he was kind of turning at that time. Yeah.
Yeah. Like my days of remembering Cody Rhodes, obviously before nowadays, I know about how much bigger he is in the company, but he was with like Ted DiBiase and I think Triple H, and everybody hated that group for a little bit. I think it was Evolution, but it was something.
It's a Legacy with him and Ted DiBiase and Randy.
Yeah, Randy. His mentor. That's right.
Now, I got to say, too, I could have sworn up and down, because I had the question for your favorite wrestler. I could have sworn up and down that this man was going to say Randy Orton. I mean, like, there at the time when Randy was hot, as everybody did, nobody liked Randy Orton more than this guy right here.
Randy Orton was definitely one of my favorites.
So good. There wasn't a kid in like your teenage age or like, you know, even younger than us that wasn't trying to RKO people, that didn't want to punk kick somebody. So good, man.
The Viper.
Yeah. He's a lot more chill now. I'll give you a little update on Randy. He's very chill. He does not freak out on people now. He's a very nice guy. He's a brick shithouse. He's built like a motherfucker now in his old age. And he has this great thing where they called him out one day. He's coming out to ring, and they're like, coming out, you know, Randy Orton weighing in at 250 pounds. And he's like, he gets upset. He's like, 250? I'm up to 275. And he starts flexing. And he's like, I'm 270. And then he goes on Cody Rhodes' podcast, and he's like talking to Cody Rhodes. He's like, it's all the Nutella. He's like, I'm 275, all Nutella, because he loves eating Nutella. And that's Randy Orton now.
Now I'm just picturing Randy Orton as the guy that's sitting on the couch on Sundays eating straight from a Nutella jar.
Dude, probably.
I'm playing Elden Ring because he can.
Oh, yeah, he loves to play Elden Ring. That's right. Dude, shouts out Randy Orton. Yeah, that is funny to get your take on Cody Rhodes like that, because if you don't know, I'm sure you do know from catching up a little bit, he's the man. Yeah. He's our face now.
He's definitely the man of, or at least like the face of the WWE now. That's for sure.
Yeah, it was the moment he won the title WrestleMania 40, so this past year, and I definitely remember like when it happened, I was like, I wonder what Robby would think. I was like, I wonder if it would blow Robby's mind that this guy that when we were teenagers, like I'm on your side, like we were like, who? Get this guy off the fucking screen. He's putting bags on people's heads and stuff. What is this guy even doing? Dashing Cody Rhodes. And for him to come that far, to come through Stardust.
Yeah, I was going to say, didn't he do like a Gold Dust type thing at one point?
Yes, Stardust. Master of the universe or whatever the fuck he was. It was.
So how did he come out of that? Like, I'm always curious. Did he just show up on Monday Night Raw one night? Was like, I'm not Stardust anymore. I'm Cody Rhodes again.
He got fired. He got let go from the company. Yeah. Got let go, and then he went on to create what is AEW now. I mean, it was AEW then, but you know, people know it pretty prominently now. AEW, I guess you could say second in competition to WWE.
They're second, but like they've fallen off pretty fucking hard within the last 2 years.
Right. So he made that with a couple other people like Kenny Omega and some other guys, obviously Tony Khan, who runs the company now. And then he was great. He was doing like indie shit. He was doing heel stuff. And I mean, you know, you kind of got to see like something that Cody talks about. My favorite quote from Cody that he took from his dad was maximize your minutes. And it's just like, even if you're only out there, you're somewhere for 2 minutes, 1 minute, a 5-minute segment, make sure people remember what it is. And if there's anything you could say he was boring, you always remember Cody from everything. It's because he maximized his fucking minutes. And so that's
really just being himself.
Right.
Just a straight asshole.
Just a dick. Yeah, he was a really good heel outside of WWE. I mean, he was just a dick. Joined something called the Bullet Club, which is an incredibly good heel group. Super badass. Had people like AJ Styles and a lot of people in it. But then afterwards, you know, time goes on in AEW. I don't know. People say the crowd turned on him in AEW. I don't know how true that is because I wasn't watching then.
Oh, no, they did. I've seen clips. He was beloved. And then surely but slowly, I think he had a match with MJF where if he lost, he couldn't ever challenge for the AEW title again. Loses that match.
Oof.
It's like, oh, okay. That's what we're doing.
Okay.
Bro, even in another company, couldn't get the main belt. He always got the TV mid-card shit. No, he was never AEW champion.
I did not know that.
Yeah, he was never AEW champ. And I mean, I kind of don't blame them because it's like, great, you're just kind of doing a Vince thing where you're making yourself champ.
Yeah, right.
Seeing that you're fucking, you back the company, bro.
Yeah.
Funny story about Cody Rhodes, and I swear to God, like I was at Horror Nights. This had to have been like probably 10 years ago. and I was waiting in line for one of the houses. It was the Insidious house, and I remember clear as day looking to my left, and I was like, this dude looks a lot like Cody Rhodes. And so I looked at my buddy. I was like, "Is that Cody Rhodes?" He's like, "Yeah, it's Cody Rhodes." And then I looked over it again, and Cody Rhodes was just staring at me, realizing that was Cody Rhodes. It was a very awkward moment.
Oh yeah, he saw you realize.
Because I knew, like, I'm not going to say anything because people might freak out, and I don't want to ruin this dude's night. But holy shit, that's Cody Rhodes.
That's Cody fucking.
That's awesome.
That is. It would make sense for him to be there too. That's awesome.
Because most people would have definitely freaked out and fucked the night up for him.
Oh yeah, for sure. He would have had to leave.
No, I was like, I'm blessed enough to share this awkward moment of staring at each other, so we'll just let that be.
That would be my favorite memory. I would tell people about this story all the time. You just told that now. I would be telling everybody about that. I once made eye contact with Cody Rhodes.
Yeah, you could tell he was like, "Does this kid know who I am?" Oh, he totally knows who I am. I don't know. And then he just walked away.
It'd be even worse if you were like, "Oh my god, Stardust."
That's kind of how I feel about when I fucking met R-Truth, because I was my flight got fucking put on the other side of the airport in South Carolina. Like after I got off my first flight, and I was running through the damn airport, and I was as I'm sprinting, I like slowly see him in focus, and I'm like, R-Truth? And he's like, "Hey, yeah, what's up, man?" I'm still sprinting. Like, I can't take a picture, and just kept fucking running. I'm like, fuck. And at least take a picture. I'm like, I can't miss this flight though.
How nice of him though. He's still like, "What's up?"
Yeah, like he was still cool about it. He's like, "Hey man, what's up?" And I was like,
imagine if he just started running with you.
That would be crazy.
I feel like R-Truth now would do that. Like
I definitely would have slowed down, man. I'm like, all right, I got enough time.
Yeah, I can make time for this. If you can make time, I can make time.
Yeah, for real.
That's great.
Actually, thinking about it now, I did the same thing to Titus O'Neil, except that time I was working. Because I worked at a hotel, and he was like checking in to get to rent a car, and I just happened to be walking past, and I was just like, "Yeah, I'm not even gonna bother. He's working, I'm working, whatever."
Yeah.
Dude, the only wrestler I've ever, it bums me out. The only wrestler I've ever seen out in the wild, and I kind of same thing. I was like, I was a kid. We were at we were at Walgreens in Largo. And about to go pick up, I guess, my father's prescription. Who gives a shit? And my mom's like, hey. She's like, I just muted myself. She's like, "Hey, that's Hulk Hogan over there." And I go, "By the way, hold on, I gotta correct that." It was my stepmom. She goes, "That's the Hulk over there." And I was confused. I was like, "The Hulk?" I'm like, "Banner?" I was like, "The actor? Like, what are we talking?" And I look over, and this is Hulk Hogan waiting for his prescription at Walgreens. She goes, "That's Hulk Hogan." I go, "He's over there like this." And he did hit me with it. He goes, "Sup, brother?" And I go, "Oh shit." He just said "sup, brother" to me. And that was it. My stepmom was like, "Get an autograph." I was like, no,
bro is out here trying to live his life right now.
Real. I had enough foresight as a kid to be like, he's clearly getting prescription. He does not want to be bothered right now.
He's probably in pain.
For sure.
Oh shit.
And that was during like the Hogan Knows Best era too. I was like, holy shit, I can't believe he's here. Yeah.
Imagine if you did look over and it was Bruce Banner though.
Dude, I was as a kid too, I was like, we gotta get out of here. Like, you don't want to piss this guy off.
Make him angry.
Yeah. All you hear at the counter is, "Sorry, Mr. Banner, we don't have your prescription." Fuck. Get out. Oh god. Yeah, it bums me out now that Hulk Hogan's the guy, because it's like Hulk Hogan's a piece of shit. So, on this podcast, on business, always fuck Hulk Hogan,
Yeah.
But yeah, so then, to kind of wrap that up with Cody Rhodes, after he was booed out of AEW, he, made some negotiations. Vince was still running the company, but very loosely at the time, and got the signing. He came back at WrestleMania 38 and beat Seth Rollins at WrestleMania, and he's been back, and he's been our guy ever since then.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
Love a good comeback story.
Had the best, in my opinion, the best WrestleMania buildup of all time, So
because nobody knew he was coming out.
Yeah.
Nobody. They for once kept a nice lid on everything. Majority of the time nowadays, shit gets leaked like months in advance or like weeks in advance, and you're just like, we knew this was happening.
Yeah.
But
And I will say too, go ahead.
I was gonna say the last probably good secret that was kept was CM Punk last year.
Oh my
Because
god,
nobody knew he was coming out, and I was talking shit that whole pay-per-view, saying he would never come back. And then his music hit, and I was like, "Well, I got to shut the fuck up now."
Oh yeah. Because I mean, Rob, you probably remember that, like how bad it was when CM Punk left, how bad it was, like when the conditions he left on, and he was another guy who went to AEW and was there for some time before he left. Also disgruntledly left AEW, and yeah, surprisingly enough, came back last year. We got all the boys back.
Nice.
Hell yeah. Now, this is a very, very popular question, very important question amongst all wrestling community. We all know this. What is your favorite wrestling entrance music?
Oh man, that's a tie. Am I allowed to have two, or do I only get one?
We'll allow it. Yeah.
All right. So the first, as I had said earlier, The Undertaker, but tied and very, very closely tied is Batista.
That's a good. You said Batista and I heard.
See, like it's just like it's the ultimate dad butt rock you would consider nowadays. I think it's Saliva that did that song. Yeah. But and then he would just come out, and then his explosions that would happen behind him. It was the greatest.
Oh yeah, there's a clip of him. He's getting interviewed for a movie that he did, and they're asking him like, you can see it in his face. The reaction he has is so genuine. Where they're like, he's talking about how he would never go back because he got his storied finish that he wanted, and he retired on his terms. But they're like, don't you miss it? And he goes, he gets so excited. He's like, oh, I miss it so much when my music would hit. Oh, and then the girl next to him goes, what's your music? And he goes, oh, it's really good music. And we're all like, oh yeah, it is. You can just see him fucking hitting the machine gun with the pyro going off. Oh, nothing was better.
Legendary, bro. Yeah. Like it was so simple, but it's so effective.
For sure. He also had like a really cool thing when he was in the ring where like it was nice when you could see a wrestler take something from like the old days or something from a wrestler and not do it in a way that seems like, oh man, you just copy him, but make it his own. You know, Ultimate Warrior, he'd get hyped up, he'd grab the rope and bounce it up and down. And Batista would do the same thing, but he would grab it and stomp and shake the fucking rope. And I mean, dude, it was like, whoa, that's way cooler. That's way cooler when you do that.
Yeah. I mean, it was like, plus like, look at the dude. Could you imagine like that guy was coming after you? I'd be running like as fast as I possibly could.
Oh, you mean Drax the Destroyer? Yeah, I'd be terrified.
Nah, bro, that not me. I'd be like, dude, whatever you're gonna do, just hurry up, bro. I know I can't outrun you.
No way. Yeah.
So just fuck it. Kill me now.
Batista bomb, bro.
And
through a table.
And then the nicest guy in the world, just the nicest, most like petite man. He's like, oh yeah, I also love pit bulls, and I'm just a really nice guy.
Don't worry, I won't kill your family in a night raid.
Right. All right. Favorite finisher.
Twist of Fate.
Twist of Fate. Hell yeah. That's a good one. Yeah. Especially I think I prefer the Matt Hardy Twist of Fate compared to Jeff's.
I was always a big Jeff Hardy fan.
Yeah.
I mean, he just did some of the riskiest shit. You know what I mean? So,
yeah, for sure.
But either one of them, they both shared the same move, Twist of Fate. But I mean, even the Swanton Bomb or the flying leg kick that Matt Hardy did, I think it was.
It was the leg drop, which fucking busted his shit up so many times.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah. Yeah. I like, everybody loves Jeff Hardy. Jeff Hardy's a man of the people. But Twist of Fate wise, Matt would get in there, he'd hold it up, scream with the fucking sign, and then hit you with it. Jeff was always dead tired. He was exhausted by the time he hit you with Twist of Fate. He'd be like, Twist of Fate. He'd be like, man's done.
The ultimate runner-up would definitely be the RKO, though.
Oh, I mean,
it's just
so
RKO's good. Golden.
Darnell, I don't think I've ever asked you what your favorite finisher is.
Just for the pure ignorance side of it, MVP's finisher.
Oh my god, the MVP's finisher.
Even the ball and taunt before he would do it too.
Yeah, I was like, you remember
Actually,
MVP Robby?
think about it now. That dude's top 5 for me.
I could see that.
Bro he had a good intro. The fact that he rapped the whole intro himself.
Yeah.
And then just everything he did. I really like that dude. He was dope.
It was the most basic finisher, but it was good for him.
Yeah.
I liked it. Yeah. Fair enough. I'm an F5 guy myself.
Actually, no, I just told a bold-faced lie.
Okay.
Every single Kenny Omega finisher.
Oh.
Because he's such a fucking nerd. He has the 1-winged angel. He has V-trigger from Street Fighter 5.
Oh yeah.
And then he does all of his finishers are game moves, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. This fucking guy.
Shouts out.
You know who used to be the best wrestler out of everybody? The best one was Jonathan Coachman.
I thought you were going to
undefeated at WrestleMania.
Yeah, I think he is. Yeah.
What a great athlete right there. 100% purebred. Can never lose.
And they ask if he's going to come back to WWE. He's like, for what? I'm undefeated at WrestleMania. I'm better than The Undertaker.
Damn.
Gonna have to pay
he really
me
can make that claim. That's a shame.
Oh, shit. That's so funny. All right. Now this was an interesting question that I thought I'd ask. What wrestler, past or present, would you, being a musician, would interest you, again, not to do their song, but that you would love to make a song for that? If you could make an entrance music for one wrestler, past, present, whoever it may be, who would it be? He's gonna say The Undertaker.
So you think it would be Undertaker? This one actually might shock you.
Okay.
The Boogeyman.
The Boogeyman. That would be good.
Yeah, that was good.
Because his music was pretty good already, but it definitely was missing a lot.
Yeah, like I always really liked the character of the Boogeyman. I loved how, the visual shock factor and eating worms, like the whole thing to it gravitated people towards him because he was so just wild. But the music, I always hated his entrance song.
It's very generic, just a couple beats over it. But he made that interest because he'd be fucking shaking like that on the way down.
Oh, yeah, dude.
So
he'd have like the clock in his mouth or something
with worms.
Yeah, he smashed the crack. Smashed the clock on his head.
Yeah,
and then do the shake, and then the worms start pouring out everywhere, and you're just like, please get this man away from me.
The greatest thing with him though is like they used a lot of his character for funny skits backstage. Like I remember John Cena would be interviewing people and then open up a random door and then boom, there's the Boogeyman eating worms, and John Cena would be like, "What the
fuck?" Say something like, "Don't go in there." And you'd be like, "Yeah." Yeah, the Boogeyman, he's a legend to this day. Still, like when Halloween comes around, he's on. They do all kinds of like segments, but not like on for the shows, but like they'll do it for like YouTube and stuff like that, and they'll do kinds of like fun skits with him. That dude's still he's still built. He still looks just like the Boogeyman.
You bet. I wouldn't mess with that dude.
Dude, fuck that. The worms alone is enough for me to be like, nah, I'm gonna stay so far away from me, my guy.
I'm gonna try and get him in a music video one day.
Dude, I bet you could do it. Man just acts. I bet you could do it. you hit him up and be like, you tell him this whole story, and then be like, also, it'd be really cool if you were in a music video. He'd be like, I'll do it. He'll go, do you have worms on set, or should I bring my own worms?
Bring your own for sure.
It's a bring your own worm situation here. Yeah. we don't have that shit. The only thing I think we can really catch you up on is just the absolute difference, if you haven't seen at all, women's wrestling now is just so fucking good. We obviously most of us grew up watching divas. Puppies
everywhere.
JR, the puppies.
Bra and panty matches.
Yeah.
Mud matches, chocolate matches. We had all the matches, goddammit.
Mickey James pig match. Yeah, it was just all.
Jesus. Shout out to Vince being a dickhead.
Just a horrible, horrible person. And then, I mean, like, who was really... I'm trying to think of who was the one who, like, broke that mold, like, when... Because I wasn't watching when that mold started to break. I guess it was in women's NXT, if I had to guess.
No, I think it was even probably before NXT. But I feel like it might have been around the time when they finally got rid of ECW. Actually, when the Divas shit started acting, because they made the Divas Championship belt.
Yeah, that's right.
And then it was kind of split. It was like the Women's Championship and then the Divas. And that was around the time when they pretty much chilled out on a lot of shit they were doing.
Yeah.
Because then at that point they were starting to do the whole PG thing, so they had to stop.
Oh, I guess they got to wrestle now. I'm guaranteeing that's how Vince treated it. Well, just let him do stuff. He's just in Gorilla, hey, mad. He's like, look at it, it's horrible. To be fair, he was watching people like Nikki Bella wrestle and stuff like that, who, I don't care what anybody says, they weren't good. Eve, Nikki Bella, they weren't good at wrestling. They just weren't. People like Beth Phoenix.
Weren't one of them married or dating John Cena at one point?
Yeah, and another one, the other sister was dating Daniel Bryan at another point.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was a really weird love triangle thing, weird love square going on there.
Yeah.
And I think and now CM Punk is married to AJ, I think, right?
Oh, really?
Yeah, AJ Lee.
Yeah. And I mean, and that was like that, and I feel like it's Becky Lynch, right? I guess Becky Lynch is like the one that like is this new, like the start of that new era, who are like, like now we got.
Yeah, because and she was on NXT. Well, what's weird is she was in that Adam dude who had like all the people who'd come out with him and like party.
Oh yeah.
Becky Lynch was part of that. So it was Liv and Braun Strowman and I think a couple other people.
Mm-hmm.
They were all in that before they got into NXT and then got into went to the main roster and
right.
Did their thing.
I think it starts like with her, then like people like Asuka. When we got Asuka was a big change. Bianca was a humongous change. She like broke the mold in a bunch of different ways. Rhea, the best of all time.
Rhea's fucking recent.
Yeah, for sure.
She's the most recent.
Yeah. And again, as always, shouts out to Liv Morgan right now. Is just, she's another one that is just shown up and shown out. She's incredible. These are the women at the top of the division right now, and there's so many of them where it's like, honestly, most nights, a lot of nights, especially on the Tuesday show NXT, you're like, these women are stealing the show. On PLEs, these bitches steal the show pretty regularly.
Yeah. Good. I mean, it's good to be in more of a role or a spotlight to where they're taken more seriously and not used as puppies, so to say, as we were mentioning earlier,
Yeah. It was also like annoying, like you would get like, because they have women like Lash Legend, Nia Jax, Jade Cargill, Bianca, where if this were back then, they would be used for the novelty spot of just simply picking up the big dude at one point and the crowd would go crazy. And then they'd be like, that's it though. That's it. That's all you get.
They'd be China all over again.
Oh my God. Yeah. Yeah. Poor China.
Whatever happened to Lita? Lita was like one of my favorite diva stars back in the day.
She just does stuff now.
Yeah. She was wrestling 2 years ago, right? In WWE?
I have no idea.
Yeah, she was doing stuff.
Didn't start. Well, I know I didn't really start watching until like last year or something.
Yeah. My moms were watching around that time, and I know like Lita was doing stuff with like Becky, and Trish was still around, or Trish was around at the time, so it was like Lita, Becky, and Trish doing some stuff. But I think Lita's over in TNA now. I think, and she just like does stuff. And like Darnell was saying, she just kind of hangs out.
I doubt she's in TNA.
Really? I think she is in TNA.
Not with Matt and his wife being on there constantly. She ain't around.
That would be very awkward. Be super weird. Dude, Matt's wife would be like, seriously? Can you just leave us alone? What the fuck?
You're everywhere.
Yeah, she's around. I think really like the only like woman from our era that is like kind of around, but she's not here, but she's definitely going to come back for one more run is Trish Stratus.
Gotcha.
But something
I feel like she already did her one last run.
She wants to do one more apparently, because now she's like interested in a match with Tiffy, and she's interested in a match with a couple different girls. So I'm like, yeah, that's fine. One more time.
Her and Tiffy will be good, because then I'll kind of be passing the mantle down.
Right.
Of the hot blonde.
100%. Something we've done on this show is we haven't done it in a while, and I thought it'd be great to have you induct somebody in here. We have our own Growing Up Kayfabe Hall of Fame, where they got their shit going on WWE. There's like a fucking hundreds of them in there. We're not paying attention to that. Our Hall of Fame. So far, we've inducted people like JBL, Swornhoggle. Yeah, Swornhoggle, right?
Hornswoggle.
Hornswoggle. Yeah, that's what I said. Hornswoggle. Gold Dust is on our Hall of Fame. Did we do? Didn't you induct that one guy that Brock Lesnar would just beat up all the time?
Oh yeah, I don't remember his name either right now. But did you remember the one legged dude? He had like one leg.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's him.
Yeah.
I can't remember his fucking name. I feel like his name is Justin for some reason.
That sounds right. Justin sounds right. Hey, one-legged Justin. We'll give him that. That's fine.
I already think I have the perfect answer to this.
All right, let's hear it.
But I don't know if either of you will remember this wrestler.
Okay.
Raven.
Oh, dude.
Oh,
yeah.
What about me? What about Raven? Bro complained so fucking much.
Raven.
But shout out, he was a hardcore legend though.
Oh, super hardcore
he
legend.
would come out with the shopping cart with like the trash can lids and the kendo stick. And
oh yeah,
all that other shit.
They do homage to that all the time
Kendo.
now. Yeah, that shit's Raven was a beast, dude. I like it because he's coherent still now, and he'll go on podcasts and just talk shit. I mean, he'll just shoot on people, and I'm like, yeah, Raven. He's like, I don't give a fuck. I'm not signing with anybody. I don't care.
Wasn't there a wrestler named Rhino as well, or something like that?
Yeah,
does he still wrestle?
He does. He's over in TNA.
Yeah, I know he got inducted to their Hall of Fame.
Yeah,
like early this year.
He just did a guest appearance on NXT, the Tuesday show, nice. A couple weeks ago, where he gored somebody. I mean, he gored the fuck out of him. But yeah, dude, shouts out Rhino. Shouts out Raven. You know what? Both of them are going in. Rhino and Raven. You're both inducted into the Growing Up Kayfabe Hall of Fame. Hell yeah. Guys, it was a great year. I just want to shout out just some of, if not just one moment, and for the year. And that is like my favorite moment, my favorite everything for the year. Genuinely has been Io Sky. Every time she's on the screen, I'm excited. When she does her walkout, I'm excited. She jumps to any rope, I'm excited. Put her in a fucking war games, a cage match, whatever it is. That bitch gets people pumped up more than anybody else. All I'm gonna say is headstand kip up, point to the head, scream. You guys can't handle it, and that is 2024 summed up in my opinion. And Cody Rhodes yelling a lot is also, and getting beat up pretty regularly. That's a pretty good sum up for 2024. Darnell, what do you got to shout out? Any Liv Morgan, I assume?
No, actually fucking Nia, because everyone cried, screaming, and bitch when she got back here, and everyone, she's unsafe, blah, blah, blah. It's like, meanwhile, she's been giving y'all laughs all year.
So good.
Suck my dick.
One of the best moments.
And on top of that, she could be on Twitter beefing with niggas. It's like, oh, you talking shit? She got time.
Yep.
Got that. She gonna be on you.
She don't give a fuck. Yeah. It's also nice to know like how nice she is when, Mustafa Ali saying how like pointing out that moment where she threw him and he did a corkscrew weird drop, and then her being scared, like, did I hurt you? And he's like, no, I'm fine. She's like, people think I hurt them and I don't. And I'm like, I feel so Mustafa. Bad for her. Yeah. And I do remember I was gonna say, and just to kind of keep wrapping up, guys, don't forget this upcoming year, if you want to watch wrestling just a little bit, you want to get back into it slightly, this is the year, because do not forget, this is the John Cena retirement year. John Cena comes back on January 6th for the Raw on Netflix, and he will be back regularly starting his programs, and he will be back for the year, and this will be the last year you can watch John Cena wrestle in programs.
I low-key want him to come back as a heel.
So do I.
As soon as he comes back and he's like, yo, which mid-card belt is here? Come out here right now so I can beat you. Guess who's the fucking Intercontinental champion right now? Braun Breaker. What a fucking way to start off the year. For your fucking end of your career run. You just immediately demolish this man.
Yeah,
not in a bad way where he, usually squashes people.
Oh yeah, put him over.
Having a good match. Yeah.
Yeah. I think John Cena is gonna take the belt at some point. I think he's gonna get a WWE title or world title shot. I think he's gonna win the Royal Rumble. I think he's gonna beat Ric Flair's record. I think when everybody hears that, they go, "I don't care who's champion. It needs to happen." That's just it.
Got to get rid of these old people.
Yeah.
Ric Flair can barely talk.
100%. I wish we beat Hulk. It's the only reason I'm mad Roman Reigns was a champion longer, because now we still have to deal with them saying the only people who've been champion longer than Roman Reigns, Bob Backlund and Hulk Hogan. And I'm like, dude. Oh, and Bruno Sammartino. And I'm like, dude. All the 12-year-olds in the audience like, fucking who? I know who Hulk Hogan is, but
yeah.
So shouts out to anything. What are you looking forward to in this next coming year? You think you're gonna check it out a little bit? What's coming up?
Yeah, I think I'll give it a look, see what we're working with. I'm a big Netflix advocate. I'm always on Netflix, so since it's going over there, it's going to make it easier for me to pay attention to it.
For sure.
So we'll see,
buddy. I'm just telling you, once you see Rhea and Liv, you're gonna get hooked. You'll be hooked, and we warned you.
You got a Dami mommy.
I'll have to come back and say you told me so.
Say it again, Darnell. Let me hear it.
You got a Dami mommy and you got a brat. You get the both worlds. There you go. That's all I'm saying.
That's all I'm saying. Anything you want to plug? Anything you I know you got a ton going on, buddy. But anything you want to plug specifically or anything like that?
Any Dark Divine fans, be on the lookout for new Dark Divine music sometime in 2025. We are currently working on a new album. It's been no secret kept anymore at this point. We're definitely working on a new album. We do have an online shop for merch, which is shop.dark-divine.com. Go there, pick up any merch that you may like, and we'll see you in 2025.
Hell.
I had to scroll so much for that.
I could see you were like, I got this.
That was great.
Oh yeah.
Perfect timing.
Guys, thanks everybody for watching this episode. Please just hit the like button, comment down below what you think about what we talked about today. Subscribe, it's free and it helps us out. And just share it out to a wrestling fan or friend in your life. And we appreciate you. We'll see you next time. Happy New Year. Bye, guys.
Bye, everyone.
Nice.